Humankind is very unique. It can control its environment. It has the ability to transmit knowledge and information and to adapt and to change. We are an ability to change our fertility, mortality, and migration patterns. Birds may change their migration patterns because of changes in the weather or changes in conditions, but humans can change them at a drop of a pin.
It took thousands of centuries for humans to evolve from nomadic hunter-gatherers to farmers, settling in towns and villages. With a secure food supply came greater health and increased fertility. By the late 18th century, theorists like Thomas Malthus hypothesized that human population would grow at a greater rate than food production, resulting in misery and famine unless checked by birth control. The forces of nature which controlled animal populations in the wild were no match for the ingenuity of humans.
What happened was you started having people able to control death. Infants were dying less. You had public health measures, washing your hands, washing the bottle, sterilization, all sorts of innovation coming about in modern medicine and public health, sewage treatment, and so on. This meant that the population would not crash, but it would continue increasing. It would start increasing almost geometrically, almost exponentially. The making of projections is very much a science as well as an art. We know certain things. For example, the obvious. Everyone is born at age 0. You can't come into the world when you're 25. You have to be born at age 0. Second assumption, everyone's going to die. For demographers, it's given. No matter what age, life expectancy you have, eventually you're going to die. Those are two important ingredients. Third, it's a closed system. Everyone that's here is here. We have no one coming from outer space, no aliens coming in. It's a closed system. Those three ingredients are the basic building blocks for demography. As remarkable as it sounds, if fertility remains constant, that's our constant variant, the world's population by 2150 would be an incredible 296 billion people. Clearly, this is not a sustainable number. The world's population at 296 would be a very large burden on the Earth's resources. How many people can the world carry? It depends on, one, what kind of world do you want to have? Do you all wish to live and survive as a country such as Bangladesh? Do you wish to live as people live at the city of Manhattan? Can the world live at 6-7 billion? Certainly. But as you go up, there are certain costs involved. Certain costs in terms of what you do to the environment, what you do for the economy, what you do.
After 4 billion years, roughly, of just being one more animal, in the last 50 or so years, we have gotten to the point where we are dramatically altering the gaseous composition of our atmosphere, where we have changed every square inch of the surface of the planet one way or another, degrading dramatically something on the order of a half of the land surface and changing it so it no longer can give us what it used to give us. We have put toxic substances all over the planet. We have changed the course of rivers. We have destroyed many of the coral reefs, and maybe in 10 or 15 years, coral reefs will be gone everywhere. These are the biggest structures made by animals on our planet. So the biggest change is that the scale of the human enterprise has gotten much too large to be sustainably supported by the natural systems upon which it depends. We are burning our natural capital. We inherited from the planet a vast inheritance of natural capital, an inheritance of wealth that was just amazing. And like the profligate son, what we're doing is spending it like there was no tomorrow.
Science and technology have become the tools of modern civilization. From antibiotics to microchips, they have helped conquer disease and search the far reaches of the galaxy. Simpler tools, like modern mining and drilling equipment, helped extract the fuels that powered unprecedented global development. Agricultural fertilizers, synthesized from nitrogen, helped grow food that supported the burgeoning population.
Taken together, these inventions have made it possible to do something that humans never could do before, and that is remove from the air the nitrogen and put it into the biosphere. Pull out all manner of minerals from the earth and put them into that same fragile film of biosphere. This is the heart of the Industrial Revolution. It is also the source of the damage that we're doing to the biosphere that supports us.
We use rivers and atmospheres as garbage dumps. Now, it's fine when there were only a few people and they didn't consume much. You could throw your garbage into the river and natural cleansing processes would cleanse it. You could dump your sewage in the river and still drink the water a couple of miles downstream because there were natural systems that would cleanse it. As soon as you got huge populations, those natural systems became overburdened. As soon as you started putting in unique chemicals that natural systems had no experience with, our synthetic chemicals, the natural systems couldn't take care of them. So it's very hard for people to realize that there's no way to throw things to. That in fact we're stuck on this planet with things that have to be destroyed, recycled, turned back into nutrients after they become waste and so on. All of that's done by natural systems for us. And if we did not have properly functioning natural ecosystems, we would have no economy at all, because those natural ecosystems supply us with services that are generally free and that support our lives. What kind of services are they? They control the gaseous quality of the atmosphere and therefore the climate and the weather. That's kind of important to us. For example, agriculture is utterly dependent on climate and weather. They pollinate our crops. They control the vast majority of the pests that might attack our crops. In fact, if we did not have the natural pest control services, we wouldn't have any food. They supply us with food from the sea. They control the hydrologic cycle that brings us fresh water. They generate and maintain the soils that make agriculture and forestry possible and make those soils fertile. Without natural ecosystem services, we wouldn't have any fertile soils. They prevent floods. Wherever we cut down natural ecosystems and destroy them in watersheds, we end up with flooding. So they're absolutely essential, but they're not priced. They're not in the market. People don't know their value, dollar value. They were going for billions of years before human beings appeared, and so we totally take them for granted.